Hello, this is Miss Hall. We are going to very quickly do the foldable that you got in class for the slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form is always written as y equals mx plus b, and we're going to fill this out so you know what all those different things mean. So open it up. You should have glued this in today and cut your little windows. And so the m is our slope. Just like we have been writing, finding constant rate of change, and we write y equals whatever the rate is, x. That rate, and I've talked a little bit in my classes, is the slope. So you might want to highlight slope. Also, we've talked about m is the rate of change. It is the slope, as it says, and it's the unit rate. So we've talked about it has a lot of different words that we call it, but it is all referring to the same thing. So, the way we find slope is change in y over change in x. We've talked about that before when we're finding constant rate of change. When you're dealing with a graph, we call that rise over run, because our y-intercept is the one that goes up and down here. So that is change in y, where it goes up and down with the y-intercept. And our x, which is the one that goes side to side, is our run. So rise over run, change in y over change in x. Now, plus b. B is our y-intercept. So far, we've talked about only proportional graphs when we've done constant rate of change, and as we know, proportional has to go through 0, 0. When you add that plus b, if there is a number there, that is where it actually crosses the y-intercept. So you see here, that one crosses at 1, so therefore it is where the y-intercept is 1. So that's where you get this plus 1 from. But we're going to start, and we're going to do each one of these examples here that we have down here. Okay, so our first one is y equals 2x minus 1. So our slope is 2. Now remember, to make a whole number a fraction, all you have to do is put it over 1. So our rise over run is 2 over 1. I just made that whole number a fraction. Our y-intercept, so this is our slope, or our m. Our y-intercept is this negative 1 y-intercept, and so that's our b. Let me write that as b. Okay, so our y-intercept is 0, negative 1. So now that we've taken our equation, we've gotten the information out of it, we can plot our graph. So we're going to 0, x does not move, negative 1, here is 0, negative 1. And then our slope, we're going to rise 2, so 1, 2, and we're going to run 1. So this is our second point. So our y-intercept is 0, negative 1. We rose 2, we run 1. There's our second point. With that, we can draw our graph. Okay, so let's move on to our second example. Here is our slope. So our slope is 1 over 2. So our rise is 1, our run is 2, our y-intercept is negative 2, and on your y-intercept, of course, since it's intercepting the y-axis, it does not, your x is always 0. Okay, so let's plot those. You want to plot your y-intercept first. And we have -2 down here. We're going to rise 1 and run 2. Rise 1 and run 2. Okay, now we can draw our point, or our line, and there we graphed our line. Okay, our last example, we have our slope is negative x, so it is -1. Now, when you have a negative, it doesn't matter where you put the negative as long as you put it on one and not both. So we have -1 over 1. So our rise is -1 and our run is 1. I'll explain that more in a minute. Our y-intercept is 0, 1. Okay, always plot your y-intercept first. So that is here. Now I'm going to explain, when we have a negative slope, our first two slopes were positive, and so they went up and to the right. Your negative is going to go opposite that. It's going to go up to the left. So we're going to start at our point. If my rise is -1, that means I'm going to go down 1. And then my run is +1. So that goes there, and my point is here. Now remember I said when you have a negative, it doesn't matter if you put it on the rise or the run, as long as you put it on one but not both, because we know two negatives make a positive. So I'm going to start back at my original point. I'm going to rise this time +1, but I'm going to run -1. So there's my third point. Now I can draw my line and graph my graph. Okay, look over these. Come with any questions tomorrow. We are going to take more notes on slope intercept tomorrow during class. See you then.